What's going on, guys? Burgz and Longy here from The Casual Athlete, coming to you today from the Bella Vista podcasting studio here at the Bella Vista Hotel. We've got another finals draft week coming up this week, and we did okay last week in our semi-finals predictions, although you guys didn't vote for me that much on Instagram, so it seems that I lost the draft last week. Longy, how did you feel about your team in the semi-finals?
Yeah, man, I cooked you. I absolutely cooked you. Even some players in losing teams. We had Val Holmes. He tore up for me. I had James Tedesco. He was basically the player of the week. And Nico Hines is on the winning side. As much as he wasn't the dominant half in that game, I'm going to take that as a win as well. So, look, pumped up for another week this week, though. We've got a bit of a different week where there's a few more halfbacks available. The spines in general are a bit richer, and it's the forward packs where there's probably a bit more competition for spots. So, look, without further ado, I reckon we jump right in, rock off the first pick.
Yeah, we love our little rock-offs here. So,
scissors, paper, rock.
Again,
number one.
I've noticed you're a bit of a paper guy lately, so I'm going to be taking it.
I want you to take the first pick anyway.
You want me to take the first pick because there's a lot of pressure.
There's a trap for you there.
There's a trap for me there, and I think I know the trap that you're thinking about, and I'm going to say that it's at the hooker spot, and I'm not going to go there right now. I'm actually going to go straight to the fullback position, and I'm going to be taking my man Dylan Edwards. Man, he has been possibly the best fullback this year, constantly keeps getting put off the top of fullback rankings as well. Man, I keep seeing people put Ponga at one. It's like, no. Let's just admit that it's Edwards at this point in time, and I'm going to take my man straight up. He is going to be the most consistent player on the field for me. Got to have him in my team.
Mate, I am stoked you took that because I'm all over James Tedesco. Yeah. It's Tedesco's season. It is his time. Since he got left out of the Origin side, he has been unstoppable. So, look, no further conversation needed there. I mean, there's Pappenhausen, right? He's going well. And then, Kennedy's the fourth guy in that group. I'm going to go to a different position here then, and I'm going to step into I've got Jimmy Tedesco. I'm going to step into hooker, and I'm going to go Harry Grant. I'm a big Harry Grant fan. He's the best hooker in this list, 100%. He plays 100 miles an hour, and he's so creative.
Yeah, very interesting that you go Grant there. I would say had a bit of a down season this year, to tell you the truth. Stats-wise, probably didn't put up the numbers that a lot of fantasy and maybe Supercoach fans were expecting. I know I had him all year as well, and in fantasy, probably most people preferred Damien Cook, but I'm going to go straight to Connor Watson. I think he's been exceptional in that hooker position this year. You took him last week as well, so I know you've got a bit of affinity for Watson as well. So, I think he's been better than Brendan Smith in the hooker position for the Roosters this year, and very happy to grab Watto, New South Wales player as well. So, it's good to get a couple of those on the board early. Now, for me, I'm going to go to the second row, and I missed out on this guy last week, and I feel like I've got to take him this week.
No, my boy.
Nah, I'm going to grab Gus Crichton. I'm not going to say that I'm taking a leaf out of your book, but once again, put in a monster performance on the weekend. Big part of why the Roosters won, and easily the best second row in the NRL right now.
Yeah, he was unstoppable. He was absolutely unstoppable. So, I mean, if you're going to take Gus Crichton, I've really got no choice here. A few options I could look at here, but I'm going to jump on Liam Martin, and I'm just going to match you here. Bit of toughness, bit of intensity, Origin-level player. Martin's got it done before, and he's going to do it right next to the halfback I choose, who is Nathan Cleary.
Yep.
Got to take Nathan Cleary. There's some other great options there at halfback this week, but Cleary's a level above.
Oh, definitely. But he hasn't been as good as this guy this year. Hasn't been as consistent, and the best ability is availability. Yep. So I'm going to take my man Jerome Hughes, possibly the Dally M medal winner this year, has just gone to another level. Now, I feel like I'm watching it become Hughes' team, where it's been Munster's team before. Pappenhausen's been out for a period. He's been the stalwart. I know you don't like that word, stalwart. He's been in that side. He's controlling the game right now for the Storm, and a lot of it hinges on the way that Hughes plays each and every week, and no wonder they've been so successful this year. It's been on the back of Jerome Hughes. For me, I'm actually going to go back to the second row.
Wow.
We're going there early, and seeing as you went with Martin's partner in the second row, I'm going to take Eli Katoa and take Hughes' guy in the second row. Right next to Hughes this year, he's possibly had the best year of his career, and he just keeps going up in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good shout. He's a very good attacking player. Your team has been in great form this year. I feel like I've picked the sort of pedigree team in a way. It's very different style, so I'm really keen to see how the votes pan out, because you could make a case in either direction.
Yeah, definitely.
But in a big game, my boys are the ones who step up. So just
put that Gus Crichton. What are you talking about?
For the voters, I just put on record. especially with this next pick I'm going to take after the back row, of course. In the back row, I mean, there's only one guy I'm really considering here, and it's Britton Nakora. I'm happy with Britton Nakora. I think he'll be really good next to the 5'8" I choose, who is a guy who can set up a back row. And I'm going straight to 5'8". I'm locking up my spine here. I'm going big bad Cam Munster.
Okay, yeah, back again.
Yeah, mate, it puts you in an interesting spot because I love Cam Munster. Again, clutch, pedigree sort of guy. I think for a couple of weeks he can really step it up. Obviously, a few injuries this year, so hasn't been in the best form. But it leaves you in a spot where you've got Luai, Trindle, and Keary as options, who are all high pedigree guys, different degrees of form and history, and you can see where you go.
Yeah, definitely. And once again, you've gone the pedigree pick. It's possibly a guy who's not been in his best form this year, maybe due to availability, that sort of thing. You're right, does step up in a lot of big games. I got one decision here, and it's either going to make the fans very unhappy or very happy. And it goes against every fiber of my being.
You're not.
But I have to take Jerome Luai. I am not the biggest fan of Luai. I think everyone knows that. But next to a guy like Hughes, where he's not the primary half, I think he can definitely do a job in this team, especially having Gus Crichton next to him. It's going to be much easier. He had that in Origin this year, so they've got that going, and I think he makes the most sense to pick here. Loved what Trindle did on the weekend, but yeah, it's one game versus.
I thought you might go there.
Yeah.
I was trying to set you up for that.
I know.
The trap, mate.
I just had to take Luai in that spot there. Really tough now. I think a lot of good guys have gone off the board, and I'm going to go to the lock position and take my man Isaiah Yeo. Possibly the best lock out of this bunch. I'm really interested to see where you go after this, but Yeo has obviously stepped up his level since Cleary's been out. I just think that a lot of the Penrith success is tied to what he produces each and every week. And man, when he's performing like this, it's really hard to keep him out of a draft side when he's available like that.
Yeah, no, he's a great shout. He would have been my first choice there too, and that was my next position.
Okay.
I think for my side, I just have to go another ball playing lock, someone who can get it done in attack and put some shots on. I'm going Vic Radley.
Oh, wow.
In that spot.
Wow.
No, look, I'm good with it. And I think I can make up for a few of the areas where he maybe doesn't match the work rate of a Cam McInnes with some of the other selections I'm going to make. So I like Vic Radley. He scored that try.
He's been playing there all year, though.
Yeah, he's a lock, though. He's a lock. That try scored off Tedesco, too. That combo.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think he's a lock as well. But I guess he hasn't been playing there all year. Yes, available in that position, but interesting pick for you. I'm keen to see where you go.
I'm a Radley fan, right? And then I'm going to go to the wing next.
Okay.
And I think my team needs to start at Stetswell. We need some early meters. And if I'm going to pick some more defensive middle forwards, then I'm going to have to take Brian Toe on the right wing. I like him, right? He's a great player. I think almost... It's at times, I think, a little overhyped, but still one of the best, if not the best winger in the comp. So, yeah, I'm happy with him.
Yeah, you've kind of put me in an interesting position here because there's 8 wingers that we can choose from, and Toho going off the board, at first has to be the guy. I'm going to go the other side. I'm going to go left side for a guy that you can target in the air. He has produced some great plays this year as well.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Plays a lot like another guy who you can possibly select on the right, but I just think Xavier Coates this year has been virtually unstoppable. Playing regular season games, it's tough that he didn't get to play Origin. He's had a few injuries this year, but he has come up with some brilliant plays this year, especially on last tackle. I think the try against the Warriors says everything that you need to know. He can finish with some of the best of them, and I love Xavier Coates and what he's become over the last couple of years in Melbourne.
Yeah, classy, clutch, good choice.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go into the centers, but there's a fair few of them that are quite good. And I'm going to go there and take a guy that I took last week, and I think he's the best center of this bunch this week. There was a lot better center options last week, I thought, with guys like Val Holmes. I'm going to go Manu again. I just think that once again last week, he towards the end of the game, set up a try for Dom Young. Probably could have scored himself. No doubt I wanted him to score himself because it would have gotten me $150. Thanks for ruining my parlay, Joseph Manu. But no, one of those guys who, again, then in that play showed that he can go up as well, and he's just a tackle breaker, man. They used to use him in the middle. I'd like to see a lot more of that, him roaming a little bit more. But in my team, he might get the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, he's the guy, right? He's the guy. I thought about that as well. So I was considering Manu or Toe. I thought Toe gave me a bigger advantage started my sets, but Manu's an absolute freak. I'm probably going to go. There's a few guys I could look at here. couple of guys on the right wing you're not going to touch anyway. So I'll go to the left side. And it's probably a case of Kale Iro, Joe Soli'i, maybe Jack Howarth. Like, they're probably the three I'd look at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Kale Iro, and I just think he's clutch. I think he made some massive defensive plays last week. He put on some really good hits. He's a great ball runner. And again, if I got next to Brian Toe coming out of the backfield, then I'm setting myself up for a really nice start to the set, and I can pick some other guys in different positions. So I'm happy with that.
Oh, I think everyone knows my affinity for Kale Iro. I'm not going to say a bad word about the bloke, and we just wish he was playing for the Jets in the grand final in reserve grade this week. So,
this is better, right? He's on the big stage.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, because I've taken these two coming out of my end, I think I can go for a bit more defensive aggression type of pick here. I'm going straight to the front row, and I'm basically just running the Penrith model here. I'm going James Fisher-Harris as my prop. That guy, honestly, like if I had to run at a player in the NRL and it was drawn out of a hat, I would be praying for not Fisher-Harris. Like, he is terrifying.
There's a big intimidation factor there, isn't there? Especially when it comes next to the bloke that I'm going to take away from you as well, so that they can't work as the Bash Brothers together. I'm going to go with Moses Leota as my first pick in the front row. I think splitting them up is going to work well for my team, but also that these two together are possibly the best starting front row pairing in the competition. They just work in tandem so well. And because of Penrith's back five that get them off to such a good start, they don't have to run back as far, so they don't use as much energy in the tank, and they can play little minutes and still have such a big impact on the game. It's really tough. And now
you've got wing, center, prop, and coach.
Want to go to the bench impact spot. And we'll take a guy I took last week who had a monster game, Terrell May. I thought last week.
My boy.
I thought last
He's
week.
my guy, Terrell May.
If you look at the bench impact, he had a better bench impact than Spencer Leniu did, had over 130 meters, something like that. Broke a few tackles.
I mean, you're an OKC fan. Of course, you like a stat pattern.
Hey, dude, you don't dare show. Russell Westbrook, is that what you're going for?
That's where I was going.
Okay. You know what? That one season was really good. Ever since he left, I'm good with the hate on him, to tell you the truth.
That's a good shout, though. Good shout at benching.
But the one thing that Terrell May isn't doing is chucking up bricks. So I think that taking Terrell May here really bolsters my front row as well.
Yeah, he's a good shout. I mean, it leaves me with a few options here. I could go Wishart if I wanted to go that.
Was thinking about Wishart, actually. Yeah.
So I could do that potentially. I could run with someone like Nelson Solomona, who he's done it well for a long time. He steps up in big games. But I think I just have to go Spencer Leniu again. Leniu's a beast. There's a reason he's on the money he's on, and there's a reason he can play so few minutes in Origin, but has such a big impact. So Spencer Leniu, welcome to the team, buddy. Next to Fisher-Harris. You better be scared with Victor Radley there too. It's a tough middle third, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go... I mean, I've got to look here. So wing, center, prop, and coach, my spots I can choose from. I'm half pondering even looking at alternate positions and that kind of thing too, like switching wingers from sides. But there is a bit of a hit that you cop with that, right?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm
not sure the fans take that into account too much, to tell you the truth.
Look, that's why I don't really.
Let's just pick the two best wingers available. It's like, what side do they play on?
We'll go this way then. I'm going to take another winger, and he killed it for me last week. He was another guy in my team who crushed it. Ronaldo Mulatalo.
I'm a
big Mulatalo fan. What you would have gone some other direction?
I would have thought maybe you'd take. You said last week, so I still thought you were thinking Dom Young. To tell you the truth, but you're right. Mulatalo did have a great game last week, and we were at the game. I'm not a big fan of Mulatalo in general, but
I love Mulatalo. He's a dog, man. He's a dog. Like. He just plays 100 miles an hour, and I think he backs it up. He's a bit of a trash talker, but I don't mind that, man. I like that on my team.
Yeah, I felt cooked him on that play, and it was unlawfully called forward.
Mulatalo had 3 line breaks.
Yeah,
we're okay.
I know. It's the speed thing as well. I think being able to go with him felt just couldn't.
Plus,
at this stage of his career.
Who you got in the wing then, mate?
Well, then I will go to my right side, and I'll take Dom Young. I love. Dom Young as well. I would have had him last week had you not. I think you took him before. I got a chance to take him anyway. So I've got threats in the air, both sides as well. Hughes is going to be having a field day, kicking at both of them. I thought a guy like Will Warbrick could have been good. He's had a good year, another step up for him. But I just feel like Dom Young has that extra yard of pace as well, and we've seen it. So he can get the job done.
Warbrick was on my list as well as the third. right winger. Like, he's a beast.
It's tough.
And if we're building a dynasty long term, maybe you look at him.
Yeah.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot in the tank, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially from a guy who's a rugby sevens import.
He's
for
awesome.
him to pick up the game as quickly as he has, it's really good. I've now got to go back to the centre position, and I took Manu as my right centre. And my left centre is really just, who do you take here? There's
options.
It's a rough one, but I feel like I've got to go Jack Howarth.
Yep.
And
you followed your heart.
Yeah, I don't love Alamotti, and I would dare I say Howarth's a better centre than Suoli'i. Would you agree?
So I think Suoli'i's a fantastic winger.
Yep.
And he's a very solid positions, fullback.
Do you think agree with if we had this and these guys weren't playing in the positions that they were, we'd probably take Suoli'i as the almost first choice winger?
Oh, if he'd had a good year. Yeah, I mean, he'd be behind Toe, right? Yeah. But no, Suoli'i on the wing is a monster. At center, I haven't been a fan of it either. And we talk about the Blues thing a lot, picking Blues players. That's not picking a Blues player. That's picking a game 1 loss right there. So
I just really hate the defensive reads, but I think for Howarth, really strong in defense, and plus he's also a monster to tackle because he's got the body of a back rower. He's over 100 kilos, 190 centimeters tall or something like that.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, and especially I love seeing him get his shot this year finally. Shameless rookie plug here, but I love seeing Jack Howarth this year, and he's come along in leaps and bounds.
Yeah. All right, well, if you're going to take him, I've got to take a big body to put in front of him on the right. So, I mean, I've got 2 options, really. Isaac Tungo and Jesse Ramian. Tungo is generally rated higher by most people, but I'm more of a Ramian guy. And look, he makes some defensive misreads.
Yeah, we saw that on the weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, but I'm okay with it with this matchup. So I was considering Tungo.
The Howarth matchup.
But because you've gone Howarth, who's just a bit of a bruiser, he runs straight, right? He's sort of got to be more set up. I think Jesse Ramian's going to get in front of him. He's not going to get cooked up with footwork. So
interesting. I do think that Ramian really struggled with the fleet-footedness of someone like Holmes last week. He got cooked a couple of times.
He's had a hard time this year in general with a bit of that. So I'm against Para.
Great with the ball as well. Great with the ball.
And again, started my sets right. So I'm happy with Jesse Ramian. I'll take him every day.
Fair enough.
Now I've got to go to the prop spot or the coach spot, and there's 2 really good coaches. I mean, there's really 4 great coaches, but 2 transcendent sort of coaches right now.
So it doesn't really matter, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I'm okay with both of them. We're probably just going to pick based on, I'm a bit more of a Penrith team, a bit more of a Storm team. I reckon that's probably how it's going to go. So I'm just going to go to the prop spot here, and I've got a few options. I can take a few things here. I'm going to go with Lindsay Collins again.
Wow.
Again, he's just a guy who gets it done. He can play bigger minutes as well. He hits hard. He comes in, and also, again, as we mentioned last week, he's good under the high ball, which we really enjoy in our props.
No, I agree. I thought that he probably didn't get as many minutes as he would have liked to last week. And yeah, you're right. These props aren't, world beaters. To tell you the truth, I mean, what are my options here? I got Kathusi.
Yeah, you're right. There's no Tino.
No standout.
Payne Haas, these sorts of guys.
Yeah.
They're all guys who get a job done. It's just whether you want that attacking creativity offloads, or do you want that defensive?
Or do I want to go for like a fan favorite pick and get like every Sharks fan, take like a Tommy Hazelton or something like that?
Good looking guy.
Every Sharks fan, all 12 that were there at the game the other day.
19K, mate. That's,
19K. That's right.
Yeah, that's quality.
They were pretty quiet. I will then go to Josh King. I think Josh King is a lot like
Josh King.
Yeah.
I have a list of 8 props and he's not on it.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine crazy for you, man. I think Josh King is severely underrated.
Okay, I like it.
I honestly think that he plays exactly like Jake Trbojevic, but Jake Trbojevic gets like all of the accolades, like New South Wales captain, and he's an axe on the field. I'm like, if you watch Josh King every week, he does exactly the same thing, maybe even a bit better. Huge call, I know, but I just feel like if I'm going to have some mobile middle forwards, you're going to have a tough time penetrating the middle as well.
Okay.
And Josh King is a guy who does that each and every week for the Storm.
Fair enough. I think we monster you guys through the middle, but we'll see how it goes.
We got Terrell May coming off the bench. He's the biggest of everyone, so it's all good. For coach, man, this is honestly a tough choice.
We got Cleary, Bellamy, Robinson, and Fitzgibbon. That's a great group.
We can get rid of Fitzgibbon.
Still though,
nah, not still. Fitzgibbon. Yeah, congrats. You won your first game in
I'm
finals.
a Fitzy fan myself.
I'm not a bitter Cowboys fan at all, guys. At all. No. Robbo's been there for 10 years now, but I gotta go the guy who's established a dynasty for over 20 years in Craig Bellamy. Guys just want to play for him as well. Guys are willing to take pay cuts to stay there just to make sure that he's going to be the coach. There's guys who actually hold off signing their contracts every year to wait and see if Bellamy's going to be the coach next year because he's on those 1 year term deals, and he might win one more and give it away. But I think that he has just done it so well for the last 20 years, and anyone who goes down to the Storm becomes a better player, and it's because of the system that he set up. And I just feel like with this team, we can do wonders with Craig as the coach.
I'll pay that. Craig Bellamy's he's one of the best. I'll just take Ivan Cleary then. They were the two that I was really looking at as well.
It's tough.
I was happy either way because I ended up with Cleary though in my team. I thought, I'll take his dad. And we get the daddy-son bonus going on, which is a well-noted phenomena. It helped the Broncos last year. It's going to help us this year.
Oh, right. So, it didn't help the Dragons this year, though.
Oh, they improved.
Oh, yeah.
They stepped up once they had that.
Look, they did better than everyone thought they did. I'm not going to say they improved.
Dude, everyone had them on the spoon.
Yeah.
Cowboys might be my spoon pick for next year, by the way.
Wow.
Just a little preview there.
That's horrible.
That's mind games.
That's just not wanting to see your friends succeed. Okay.
Anyway, guys, let us know who you thought won this draft. Obviously, we've shown last week's as well. So we're going to keep doing these. We'll do different topics. If you want to see us draft something else as well, let us know what that is too. Otherwise, it's been a pleasure, Burgz, coming to you from the Bella Vista Hotel. Any last words?
Mate, just that my team's going to get the win this week. I can't keep owing you coffees each and every week. My bank account's going to take a hit.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying them a lot.
Vote for me, please.
Do not do that. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.